Do 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 do. So you want to hear a story while we're fishing here? My nose is running from the cold. Have you ever heard the story of Fallen Rock? It was said long time ago, the beginning of time when the Anishinaabe people walked on earth. Fallen Rock, I forgot how you say his name in Anishinaabe Moen, but Fallen Rock was one of the greatest warriors, the greatest hunter on the land, and his tribe relied on him a great deal to bring sustenance to the community. But during one winter, they were having a hard time. During the fall harvest, they were unable to collect what they needed for the winter, for the whole winter. And the rations were very low. So all the people gathered and went to the clan leaders, and they said, you know, we're running low on food, and we're not sure if we're going to last the winter season. So the clan leaders gathered together, and they said, where's Fallen Rock? We need to speak with him. And so somebody went out and looked for Fallen Rock to come and see the clan leaders so that they may speak with him about the low supply of food, I guess, during the winter. So Fallen Rock went and seen the clan leaders, all the elders sitting in the longhouse. Then he sat there and he was wondering what's going on. So the clan leader said, we are running low on food. We're not sure if we're going to make the winter. Our fall harvest came a little bit under this year. So we need your help. So Fallen Rock said, yes, okay, I understand. I'll go do my bit and ask the spirits for guidance. So he went out, did his thing, came back to the elders, and he says, yeah, okay, so this is the plan. We're going to go out. I'll take 2 more hunters. So they selected 2 more hunters to go with Fallen Rock. And they went out. And they gave them rations, those 3 hunters, Fallen Rock and the other 2 hunters. They gave them rations to last them 3 days. So Fallen Rock went out with the other 2 hunters. And they were gone for that 3 days. And you know, the community members, they were wondering what is going on. You know, usually when Fallen Rock goes out, he hunts, he comes back within a few hours with a harvest. But this time it's been 3 days. But then finally Fallen Rock did arrive and with the other 2 hunters. But he had sad news to bring to the clan leaders and the community members. He said we couldn't find nothing. There was not even any rabbit tracks so that we could set snares. And Mick, the beaver, he didn't have nothing at his house. You know, some fresh food there. So we could not go there and get a Mick for our harvest either. So he said we'll have to go back and again for another 3-4 days out on the land. But this time we're going to go further out. So they did. And they went further out. They went past their territory that they usually hunt in. And Fallen Rock and the other 2 hunters were amazed at how little of a sign there was for wildlife, you know. So they once again they returned empty-handed to the clan leaders and to the community members, and once again they had to bring bad news to them that they were unable to have any sign of harvest, you know, no rabbits, no beavers, not even partridge. So they were getting a little worried, if you will, you know. So once again, Fallen Rock decided to go in the other directions, and again they came back after 3 days, going further and further away from their hunting territories. And then finally on the on the fourth round, I guess, if you will, Fallen Rock and his two hunters went out as far as they can. He says, we're going to be gone for many days and will not come back until we have something to bring to the community members. So they went out, and the community members, you know, they did their ceremonies, they put out their tobacco and everything, and asked the Creator and all those four-leggeds and two-leggeds to help them out. And so Fallen Rock finally came into this wooded area, and he saw tracks he hadn't seen in a long time, and they were moose tracks. He says, oh wow, you know. So he reached in his hunting bag, and he got his rifle ready, and he says to the other two hunters, he gestured to them, you know, we're gonna follow these tracks, and hopefully we will be blessed by moose. So they asked that moose spirit to offer himself to the community and its members so that they would not starve. So as they followed along, they came across uh, this big bull moose. He only had one antler. Yeah, it was a time where the antlers fall off of them, and he had lost one. So he was pretty well much ready to offer himself to Fallen Rock and the two hunters. So he stood there. He stood there waiting. And and if you're a hunter, you'll understand what I'm saying here. When that moose spirit offers itself to you. So Fallen Rock took his time. He raised up his gun and he shot. He hit him once. That moose dropped. So they went over and they thanked that moose spirit and that for offering itself for the community members. They laid down their tobacco and they started doing their thing with it to bring it home. But as they're coming home, they noticed that the east wind was bringing in a storm. A big snowstorm was coming, and so they had a hard time for the first day and the second day. Then the third day, Fallen Rock and the other two hunters, they decided to take a break and have a meal of that moose meat. So they had a good feast. I don't know what they ate though, whether it was the back straps or the filet mignon. But anyway, they said, okay, we're gonna go. And as they were leaving to go pick up their harvest, they noticed other tracks. It was Maingan wolf. Wolf was coming around, and they started hearing the howls. Ooh. And if you ever heard a pack of wolves howling when you're hunting, or even just howling while you're out on the land, you'll know what I mean when it gives you a kind of a shiver down your back, eh? So this was the same for Fallen Rock and his two hunters. So he gestured to the two hunters. He says, go on ahead of me. He says, and I'll stay behind and I'll fend off these pack of wolves. Maybe I'll offer them some of this meat to allow a safe passage so that our people may be fed. So the two hunters, they took all the meat and left behind a Fallen Rock with a little bit of cash, you know, like a moose meat bag for the wolves. So days later, they made it back to the community. The two hunters were coming into the community, and everybody was excited. Yay! They they ran over, they hugged them, they cheered them on. They were so excited to have this harvest of moose. And then they noticed there's only two hunters. They said, "Oh, where's Fallen Rock? Where is he, Anish? Where did he go?" And they said, "Well, we were being chased by wolves, so Fallen Rock stayed behind, and we were waiting for him to catch up to us, but we never heard him." And so the community members waited and waited and waited for Fallen Rock to return, but he never did. So they held a big feast for him anyway, in honor of Fallen Rock. It seems like he may have sacrificed himself for the community. So that's why today they're still waiting for Fallen Rock to come around. And you know what? And even today in Northern Ontario, anyway, that's where I'm from, in Northern Ontario. And there's even signs posted on the highway. Watch for Fallen Rock. So, so if you ever go out on the highway, look for those signs. Watch for Fallen Rock. Anyway, that was a story shared to me by my uncle, and it's sort of like a good story, and at the same time too, it's like a little bit of humor in there, because we do see those signs out on the highways. Watch for Fallen Rock, right? So, anyway, hope you enjoyed that story, and it's passing the time for us here, since we haven't been blessed yet with Gigon, the fish. Pretty soon, I hope. Any minute now, is what we would say with my buddies when we go fishing. He knows who I'm talking about. He's probably listening to this video. So, and the other friends that we hunt, we fish with at this very same spot. So, any minute now. Hey, Gwitch, for listening. And hopefully I am blessed with a meal. Oh, my daughter told me it's 5:30. She's added another hole over there. Okay. Until later.